Warning, today's story is a work of fiction and a fantasy. Alright, so today, what up everybody, this is JJFFA, the Shinigami of Rock, and today we're doing something a little different. We're doing a subscriber story, a shipping story. So today's story, well, is a subscriber story. Well, not just a subscriber, but a really close friend of mine. Let's just call her Stella Grace. She gave me this idea a month ago. Shout out to her. And remember my homie Bob? Well, he's also in this, the one who won a cross-country street race under the influence. Well, he's also in this story. Well, he's also a character in this story. But we're just gonna change his name to Josh, per her request. So, so without further ado, let's start. So, a couple weeks after his street race victory, Josh sneaks into a club and he's partying, having a good time and it's extremely dark and loud. But he sees one girl wearing sunglasses, so they start talking, and she said, "I watched you win that race. You did a good job." So Josh turns red and says, "Thanks." As he's thinking to himself, who is this angel? And then she says, "My name is Stella Grace." He holds out his hand and says, "Josh." And she then says, "I know who you are, Josh." And then his nose started, as soon as she said that, Josh's nose started bleeding. And if you watch anime, you know what it means when their noses are bleeding. Then Stella Grace says, "I'm hungry." The barkeep said, "Kitchen's closed." What she was especially hungry for was a chicken burrito. So Josh hops in the whip, right? His sports car. Pulls up to the local fast food taco place and brings her back a chicken burrito. So Josh, so they exchange numbers and start talking. Later that night, in her apartment, Stella Grace texts Josh a picture of her and another girl and then captions it, "Me and my wife." And in which Josh responds with, "Oh, I didn't know." She responded with, "It's not like that. It's a joke. It's just my roommate." And Josh responded with, "Oh, I thought you were serious for a second." She responded with, "Nah, I just like trolling people." The next morning at his house, Josh wakes up still uncomfortable from the night before. And he would give anything just to see her again. And then his phone dings. It was a text message, and it was none other than Stella Grace. And it said, "Me and my roommate will be having a party and watching the football game on TV this Saturday evening, and we were wondering if you want to show up." He responded with, "Sure," smiley face. So Saturday comes and Josh shows up in his football jersey, and Stella Grace introduces him to her roommate, Scarlett, who works at the flower shop. A few other people show up, but their names are unimportant for the sake of the story. That evening they ate chips and dip, drank soda, and stronger stuff, if you know what I mean. And played cup pong. Later that evening, they agreed to go get coffee Friday afternoon. After Josh left the apartment, Stella Grace said, "He is so hot." And Scarlett responded with, "He isn't that attractive." Like, what does he even do for a living? Stella Grace responded with, "He drives and works on race cars." Scarlett responded with, "That's lame. You need a real man. Wait, no, you need a man with a real job and not someone who lives in his mom's basement." Tuesday night, Josh was in his garage working on his car with his mechanic, Chad, when he got an offer for a $500 million sponsorship deal from an energy drink company for his street racing career. Okay, so illegal street racing usually doesn't have sponsorship deals, but still, that was in parentheses. And a magazine wanted him and his car wanted a picture of him and his car on the front cover of the latest issue. That Friday, Josh and Stella Grace met at the coffee shop and went walking through the park. And that is when they fell in love. They started seeing each other every weekend, video calling every evening, Wednesday night. Scarlett told Stella that she's moving away to go to college or something. I forgot what they said happened there. What my friend told me happened, actually. So but anyways, Scarlett announced she's leaving as soon as Scarlett heard the news, she started to cry. And just then, Josh video called her. As he heard and saw her on the phone, he asked, "Why are you crying?" And she told him, "Scarlett announced she's moving out, and I'm gonna miss her, and I'm scared of being alone." That Friday night was Scarlett's going away night. Scarlett's going away party at their apartment. They were toasting. It ended with Stella Grace and Scarlett hugging each other and crying. It was an emotional farewell. Scarlett already had her bags packed, so the next morning she left. Josh and Stella went roller skating the next Saturday. Throughout the week, Josh's street racing victory got leaked on social media on a local sports page called Only Bayview, and went viral. Wait a minute. It's not to break character or anything, but I think I should take a drink from the Danica Patrick Tervis cup. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch. Where was I again? So the street race victory went viral on Only Bayview, which got the attention of Don Sebastian of the Mafia, who was furious because Josh was supposed to lose that race. He paid him to lose. But anyways, Josh got a $30 million sponsorship deal from a candy company, and a well-respected video game publisher wanted to make a street racing video game about him based on his name and likeness. That Saturday, Josh and Stella Grace went to the mall together. Tuesday afternoon, Josh went skateboarding with his friends Trevor, Elliot, and Chris. And that's when he told them he got a girlfriend. Apparently the whole street racing, because of the whole street racing thing, Josh owed money to the mob. So a mobster jumped him in the middle of the street. Tuesday night, but Josh fought back and beat the mobster up so bad that red capital letters appeared and said, "Fatality. Fatality." After that unfortunate encounter, Josh was always on the lookout for other thugs who wanted his money or his head. That Friday, Josh and Stella Grace went swimming, but he was always on the lookout after what happened on Tuesday. On the way back from the auto parts store, Josh was ambushed by Don Sebastian's thugs and with baseball bats. Josh performed a martial arts demonstration and soloed all of them. That Saturday, he took Stella Grace to the movies, and during a sad scene or a scary scene, I forget what movie they went to see, but it was some movie that had something like that. Stella Grace started crying and he held her. The next Wednesday, Josh decided to give a cut of the sponsorship dollars from the candy company, the energy drink company, the magazine money, the video game royalties, and the prize money from the big win to Don Sebastian so he would leave him alone. And he announced he's no longer racing for the mob and he's going independent. It is later inexplicably revealed that Stella Grace is actually a princess from another dimension. Josh and Princess Stella Grace got married. Josh won a USRL, which is abbreviation for Underground Street Racing League, championship, and then went to mob headquarters and defeated Don Sebastian for no reason by giving him the 5-point exploding heart technique. Josh and Stella Grace lived happily ever after. All that and a bag of chips. The end. So yeah, that was fun. If y'all got anything, just let me know. If y'all want any special subscriber stories, just let me know. And I'm just happy because right now we're at 21 subscribers. I'm needing more than 21. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. This is JJFFA signing off, and we will see you in the next video.